Hey everyone, and welcome back to That's It. So I have a bombshell to talk about, and it's about Blake Lively and her civil lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. But before I get started on that, I want to tell you briefly about my day at work. So at work, working and talking to one of my coworkers about the Sean Diddy trial, how she if she's keeping up with it, and I told her I've been keeping up with it since the beginning, and then we were talking about other things as well, and I noticed that my team leader kept walking back and forth, and she was staring at me and staring at my coworker, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Like, why she's looking at us sideways like we did something wrong? I didn't think nothing of it. So while I was continuing working, I was talking to my coworker about other things, and then next you know it, my team leader pulled my coworker aside in her office and say that are you caught up with your work? Are you catching up in the queue? Because she's an insurance verificator, and she verifies insurances for upcoming surgeries for patients. And then my coworker said yes. I don't want to release her name, so that's why I'm saying she and my coworker. So my coworker said yes, blah blah blah, and I just got this impression, this funny impression that she didn't, my team leader didn't want me and Nicole to conversate and talk. And I'm thinking to myself, we're not in jail, okay? This is not a prison ward, and you're not the warden or the guard. I think that us employees, we should talk at our job during our, at our job. Yes, as long as we're working and as long as we are professional, like all of us are, I think that it's okay to talk among each other while we're doing our job. And it just feels like with the team leader, like my coworker can't talk to me. Or we can't talk to each other. It's like a distraction when I feel like it's just not fair because the team leader can talk to another coworker in her office for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, you guys. And I was actually timing it to 30 minutes. But it's okay for her to do that with one of the coworkers, but it's not okay for us to talk and chit chat. And I'm the type of person, I don't want to feel weird and awkward at a job, especially I'm there 8 hours a day. I don't want to feel awkward and weird. And I feel like if you're going to place rules and regulation on one person, it should be for everyone. It should not just be one particular person. It should be for everyone across the board. And I don't like that. I'm very vocal about fairness and what's right. And what the team leader is doing to my coworker is just not right. It's like you can just basically kind of like micromanage her, but you're not going to micromanage the other employee because you have some issues with her. It's just not fair, and I don't like that. It's like if you can do one for the one person, you should do the one for the other, and it just makes me feel weird and uncomfortable. And I just want to be very clear: I'm not the type to gossip or talk about people behind their back. I'm very direct, and I would definitely say to the team leader in her face, obviously in a professional manner. But I just didn't like that. I just don't, I didn't like the unjust, I didn't like the treatment, and it's just not right. It's like we all should be okay and comfortable to talk to our coworker among each other and also do our work at the same time. Like I can multitask. I can talk to my coworker and do my work at the same time. And at the end of the day, as long as your job is getting done and it's completed, that's all that matters. So it shouldn't even matter if you've been talking for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or a half hour. It shouldn't matter as long as you're a professional. And I just want to say that to my team leader. It's like pump the brakes, woman, and relax. She's doing a good job. Because some people can feel very, what's the word? Like, oh, what's the word? It's in the tip of my tongue. They can feel very, not awkward, but not mistreated. There's a word. I wish someone can help me. What's the word that I'm trying to get out? They can feel very not appreciative of their work that they're doing, that to the point that they want to quit. Because who wants to work with have a team leader like that that's just on your butt and micromanage you and watch you every move you make if you're talking to someone? It's like she can't talk to me. We have to be quiet like a mute, and it's okay for her, the team leader, to talk to other coworkers for like 5, 15 minutes, even 30 minutes, and then it's okay. But then we can't talk among ourselves. And anyone that knows about me, I punch in, I do my work, I punch out, and I leave. I keep to myself. I rarely talk to anyone. I really don't. And anyone can tell you that about me. But sometimes, I want to conversate with my coworker and say, hey, how you doing? What, how things going? Just, touch base and follow up. But then when you just don't say anything, people might think, oh, she just keeps to herself and she's not talking to anyone and she just thinks that she's better. And which I made it very clear to my coworker, that's just not me. When I work, and when I want to talk, I talk to it. Especially, if I have something to say. You know what I mean? But it should, any work environment, any workplace, you should not feel weird and awkward not to talk to one of your coworkers. And I feel like the team leader, she's doing that, and it's not right. And I feel like, again, it should be fair to all spectrum of the workplace. You know what I mean? If one person can talk to someone, it's okay. It's not a big deal. And I feel like telling the team leader, it's not that serious. It's really not. It's not that serious. Anyway, I know I'm rambling on, but I just wanted to just get it out of my system and just like the team leader, she needs to take a chill pill and just relax. As long as the job is getting done and everyone is working and performing in the best of their ability, what difference does it make if we're talking or not? And that's all I'm going to say about that note. So moving on, the plot has thickened, you guys, with Blake Lively. Yes, the plot has thickened. Now, she dropped 2 of her lawsuits against Justin Baldoni, and I'm just very curious. What made her decide to drop 2 of her lawsuits? And my question is, she dropped 2 of them. Is there even going to be a trial next year? Since she dropped 2, is there any reason for this case to continue on? We're going to talk about it. So here we go. I'm so thirsty from this rant that I was doing. I just needed a sip of water. So forgive me, you guys. Water is so good. Okay, get back to this. So on June 2nd, okay, Blake Lively reveals that she chose to drop 10th and 11 causes of action against Baldoni. Okay, one is negligent. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. Infliction of an emotional stress, and the other one I wrote down is I can't even say it. Negligent. Excuse me. And the other one is the inflicting of an emotional distress, intentional of emotional distress. So that's 10th and 11 of causes of action that she is dropping against Justin Baldoni. And then the rest that she's keeping, like sexual harassment, retaliation, that remains in the case to go set on March of 2026. My point is, since she took those 2 out, what's the point of continuing with the trial? Now, you're asking yourself, why is she removing those 2? Because she even said in her civil lawsuit that she was very in distress. She was going through emotionals, that she couldn't function during the set. It sets with us. It really distraughted her, blah, blah, blah. So Justin Baldoni team asks her, okay, let's see your medical history. Let's see your medical history. What you're claiming is backing up what you said. So then Blake Lively said, absolutely not. I'm not showing you my medical history. Why do you need it for? Well, you said it on your civil suit that you were going through emotional distress. Okay, that you felt, that this whole situation of the sexual harassment was just interfering your workplace, your household, everything around you. So yeah, why wouldn't Justin Baldoni's team want to see your medical history? You just sign a HIPAA compliant, saying that this is you, Blake Lively, and release the medical records as per Baldoni's team. She refused, guys. She refused. Okay, and I'm thinking, if you refuse, then that's mean you're lying. What do you have to hide? If you're telling the truth, and if your civil suit, what you're saying is true, when we all know that she's lying. But I'm thinking in her crazy head, if you know that you have nothing to hide and you're telling the truth, why not provide your medical history? I know that if I made an allegation towards someone, and I know that it's very factual and it is the truth, yeah, I'm going to provide to you my medical history to back up what I'm saying. But when you're not providing that, and when you are hesitant and very defensive, then that's mean you're lying and you have something to hide that you don't want people to see. Because you know what? There's no medical history. There's no proof of her claiming what she said during the civil lawsuit. So, and Baldoni team, they were very upset they were not having it. So allegedly that Lively refused to disclose the information and documents needed to disprove that she suffered any emotional distress while trying to retain the rights to refile the claims after discovery window has closed by dismissing it without prejudice. Baldoni team wanted the claim dropped with prejudice to ensure that they will not be filed again. So basically, in a nutshell, and this is my understanding of it, she's dropping those two lawsuits, the civil lawsuit, the 10th, the 10th and the 11th causes of action. But then her lawyer is saying that, well, we might refile at a near future. And Justin Baldoni's team saying, absolutely not. Are you on crack? I'm not saying he said that. I'm just, just putting my own twist into it. And Justin Baldoni's team said, no, absolutely not. She is not going to refile and then decide a year later or a month later that I'm just going to add it to the civil suit. No. So then Baldoni's lawyer wrote a letter to the judge, Judge Louis Lehman, on June 2nd, that they should not refile, and it's not fair that they cannot seek her medical records to discover what she's saying is true. So then the judge gave her, Blake Lively, an option. Like, are you going to release your medical records? And if you don't release your medical records, then some of the stuff that you presented during the lawsuit, it's not going to be permitted in court. So the judge gave her an option, in which I'm going to read to you this letter. And let's see. Oh, this is Vanity Fair, what they said, and I think I just told you. Blake Lively abandons claims against Justin Baldoni of infliction of an emotional distress. Yeah. And this is the letter. So the motion of compel is denied based on plaintiff representing that relevant case would be withdrawn. Lively requests that because the party have agreed to dismiss Lively's 10th and 11th causes of action, the court exercise its inherited authority under Rule 15 to dismiss them without prejudice is denied. Without prejudice to renewal. The party shall dispute to whether to dismissal is with or without prejudice, or Lively shall renew her request for formal emotion. And where am I? Okay. If the claims are not dismissed, the court will preclude Lively from offering any evidence of an emotional distress. So basically, in a nutshell, you guys, that if she can't provide her medical history to state the fact that she was going through the distress, the emotional distress during this whole sexual harassment, then she can't present any evidence during this trial. So then Blake Lively had no choice to remove those two causes actions, and that's a win on Justin Baldoni. I don't know about you, but that is a win. And my point is, you guys, what's the point now? What's going to happen now? Like, what's the whole point now with this lawsuit? If I was Blake Lively, I would just end it right now. All this money that they're spending, and maybe they don't care about the money because they're rich, her husband, but I would just settle and just, say, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm sorry. And pay Justin Baldoni for, defamation and the stuff that you put him and his family through, his career and his reputation, and call it a day. Because by next year, what are you fighting for? Because you just removed two of the most important things, and now it's just sexual harassment. When that's debunked and everything that she's claiming is a lie, because Justin Baldoni's team is just adding more evidence that what Blake Lively's saying is not true. And I have to say, with people, they're very, very understanding, okay? Especially when you tell the truth. They're very understanding and forgiving. But when you continue to lie and not tell the truth and not be honest and not be transparent, people tend not to forgive that person. But if Blake Lively has any type of balls For probably not, because she's listening to her husband, because her husband is the mastermind of all this. I don't think it's all Blake Lively's dealing. I think her husband had everything to do with this, and she just went along with it because that was her husband, Ryan Reynolds, who orchestrated this whole thing. But my point is, this case is falling apart, as you can see. Okay, there's no case here, you guys. The woman lied. Okay, she was never sexually harassed on the set at End With Us. Justin Baldoni never did anything towards her, but being fair and nice and understanding, a sweet guy, and she took advantage of it. Her and her husband, they took advantage of his kindness over weakness and tried to bully him to give his rights away from this movie. And he's saying no. And I'm happy and pleased that he has the balls to fight back, because you can't do that to people. You can't just bully them because you are an A-list star and you have all this money and connection thinking that you can just get away with it. Absolutely not. My whole point is, guys, okay, if Blake Lively just come forward and just tell the truth and just do a press conference and say, listen, I was not in my state of mind. It was wrong what I did. I am so sorry that I had to put my family and Justin Baldoni family into through this, and it was not meant to go this far, and it was not meant to happen this way. Something in that effect. I don't know. People will be forgiving if you tell the truth and you're honest. Now, will they give them time? Absolutely. Time heals all wounds. You know, it's going to take them time. People are not willing. Might not trust them again or work with them, but that's okay. But at least they were honest and they told the truth. Now, in this case, are they capable of doing that? Probably not, because they're so far into it. In their mind, they're saying it's probably too late. The damage is so done, and we already did and say what we said. We just have to continue going forward with this. When they could have easily end this a long, long time ago, but they thought that they had all these people backing them up, especially Taylor Swift. And Taylor said, I don't want to get involved in this because this is not my fight. But Taylor Swift, she loves her brand. She loves her reputation. She loves her fans. And she has those good people working behind her, and they love working with Taylor Swift. But Taylor Swift's not getting involved. She even cut Blake Lively out of her life, out of the friendship, and moving on. And then Blake Lively tried to blackmail Taylor Swift. And the father stepped up and said, you're not going to blackmail my daughter. I don't think so. So I'm going to bring some receipts to Justin Baldoni, Brian Freeman. And sure enough, he did. He brought the receipts. You can't. Listen, I wouldn't even want to mess with Taylor Swift, especially when you have her parents backing her up. Listen, I don't even like her music, but she's an excellent performer. She knows how to, make money, and she's a money machine, and she has good PR people backing her up. That's one woman you don't want to mess with. She's the most powerful billionaire woman in the world. Okay, so Blake Lively thought she could put a handle on this and try to control Taylor Swift, to have Taylor Swift to take her side. And Taylor said, I don't think so. No. So that's when Blake Lively's case is falling apart, because it is falling apart actually. And I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen. In my opinion, they should just drop it. They should drop it before March of 2016 and just owe this man an apology, pay him, and call it a day, because this is not looking not looking good for Blake Lively. He's not. No one's probably not going to work with her or Ryan Reynolds ever again. But if they come forward and tell the truth and be honest, maybe they have a chance. People are very forgiving when you're honest and when you're very transparent. But when you continue with the lies, and once the truth comes out, you're over. It's over. It's a wrap. It's finished. It is finished. That's it. It is finished. It's a wrap for them. It is. Their career is over. Blake Lively's career is over. She is done. It ends with us. It ends with Blake Lively's career. Okay? Can I tell you that? It ends with her career. It's finished. She's done. She did a foolish thing, and she shouldn't have done that. And she just is stupid. I just don't understand. Like, if that was my husband and trying to manipulate me, I would say, absolutely not. We're not doing this. We're good people, and we're not going to try to ruin another person's reputation because you want to, because it makes you feel good. No. And again, these people don't have any morals. They really don't. They have no morals, no class. And they think because they have money and power, they think they can just do whatever they want to other people and get away with it. And I'm just so happy and pleased that Justin Baldoni is stepping up and putting his foot down, saying, no, you're not going to treat me this way. And more people need to do that. More people need to stand up for themselves and what is right. Because you cannot let anyone walk all over you and tell you what you need to do, what you need to say, and that's how it goes. I don't think so. I don't think so. Unless you pay my bills, unless we're having in a relationship, no, that's not how it works, sweethearts. Okay, so don't let anyone intimidate you or try to make you feel a certain type of way. And if you feel something is wrong or off, do something, say something, and you're not crazy. Don't second guess yourself, because that's what we do sometimes. Sometimes we second guess ourselves, thinking that, oh, maybe it's not what we thought, it's not what we see. Maybe just all in my head. No, go with your gut instincts, because your gut instinct is always 99.9% right. I always go with my gut instinct, and it's always right, and it never leads me in the wrong direction. So that's all I have to say about that note and about that topic. But let me know your comments and your thoughts about this whole Blake Lively lawsuit, two of her lawsuits that she is dropping. And do you think this trial is going to continue, or they're just going to settle this? Let me know and drop it on the comments. Thank you so much for watching. That's it with Cheryl, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.